Everyone, it's Meggan Oliver here with Adventure Physiotherapy, and I'm going to show you 7 things you can do on your hands and knees. And these are intended perhaps for people postpartum who are playing with their kiddos on the ground or have a baby on the ground, and maybe a baby can be underneath your chest where you're doing other things to take care of your body on the go. So we've got 5 sort of strengthening exercises and then 2 stretches. We're going to do them all together. Let's get started. So I just have my knees here on a towel. I'm going to go into hands and knees. And if this is a bit much for your wrist, then feel free to go into fists. Or anytime that you can go down and do the same activity on your forearms, that's fine too. But if you have, say, days here or maybe days beside you, and hopefully you can do this maybe while you're making faces at your baby underneath you, or keeping a close eye. So maybe your baby's doing their tummy time while you're also doing something to take care of yourself. All right, so our first one here is going to be mule kicks. So we're going to put all of our energy into one leg as we think about stomping our foot up towards the ceiling. Okay, so go ahead and get started. We're going to do about 10 repetitions on this one leg, and then we'll switch over to the other side. Really focusing on your core, being nice and strong, and your glutes. And then go ahead and switch sides. And when I say core strong, and your belly button is gently pulling up towards your spine, and you're trying not to let your rib cage or your spine move. And we go back to the first side again, doing 10 more here, and then 10 more on the other side. Keep breathing. And switching sides. Nice and strong through our belly button, pulling gently up towards our core, breathing. Great job. So that's a mule kick. Give your hips a little bit of a break. Give your chest nice open, squeeze back behind you if you can. And the next one that we're going to do is the cat-cow. The postpartum, we're going to focus on what we're doing with our abdomen, the cat-cow. So if I round on that, this is the cat. I'm going to really focus on pulling my belly button up towards me for a nice strong abdominal hold. And then I'll let go into the cow. I'm going to focus on just really letting my belly hang, really letting my sit bones open, letting my tailbone and my pelvic floor be nice and relaxed. I'm going to round back and forth. Really give a good strong squeeze, pull that belly button way up towards the ceiling, and then let it go. And you can just go back and forth on your own time, whatever works for you here. As you squeeze, 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 and then as you release and breathe, keep breathing throughout and find a pattern that works for you. So really thinking about your belly button, your pelvis, your lower back, curving for the cat, and arching and letting go for the cow. And we've got 4 more here. Nice job. You can give your hips a little bit of shake out, open up your chest, stretch your neck out quickly, whatever you need to feel. Let it go. Then we're going to go into the fire hydrant. So one leg can stay still. My other knee, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to open that knee back behind me a little bit on a 45-degree angle, keeping my feet quite close together. So go ahead and do that. Focusing on one side for about 10 reps. Trying to think about your belly button being engaged still into your spine and not twisting really at all through your spine. So this is just happening from the hip and really focusing on the glutes. Let's go ahead and switch sides. And as that knee is opening out to the side, it should be going back behind center slightly. So almost out on a 45-degree angle behind you to get those glutes working. Try not to let the leg drift forward, which will end up working the hip flexors. Keep breathing. Last one on this side, and then let's come back to that first side. We're going to do about 10 more each side. Keep breathing. Over to the other side for 10 more. Really focusing on those glutes. So being strong in our belly button, gently pulling up, but still breathing. Great, and then relax your wrists, give them a little shake, open up through the collarbone, squeeze those shoulder blades, or do a little gentle neck stretch. The next one that we're going to do is bird dogs, or sometimes called Superman's. Opposite arm and leg are going to reach, and then as we come together, we're going to really try to pull our abdomen up into our spine before we reach out again. We're going to do about 10 on one side, staying on the same side. So I'm going to reach my right arm, my left leg out behind me, and then I'm going to curl my elbow and knee close together, and then I'm going to stay on that side and I'll reach. Pull everything together, and then reach. When you're pulling everything together, really thinking about abdominals pulling up towards the spine and rounding your back. I'm choosing to inhale as I reach, exhale as I pull everything together. Last one. And then go ahead and switch over to the other side. Reaching nice and long, and then pulling knee towards the opposite elbow as your belly button really rounds and pulls strong to the ceiling so that your abdomen is doing like a crunch almost, with a upside down sit up. Then exhale together, inhale, reach apart, or vice versa. If the opposite breathing works for you, that's fine. Long and together. No more on this side. And then come on up, switch your wrists, relax and open your chest. You're doing great. Just got one more spacing activity. And those are our leg circles. You can certainly do this one from down on forearms or on fist. You're going to take one leg back behind you, straight. Then you're going to circle that leg in a circle, nice straight leg circle. We'll do 5 circles in one direction, and then 5 circles in the other direction. Noticing that the hip and the leg is moving, but my spine is really, really still. And then switching over to the other side, reaching that leg back long, and then I circle 5 circles in one clockwise direction, and then 5 circles maybe counterclockwise. Keep breathing, and notice that your core is having to stay active to keep your spine still, to keep your rib cage still. And then switching back to the first side. So 5 circles here in one direction. Breathe, working those glutes. Changing direction after about 5. Continuing to breathe. And over to the side, will be 5 on each direction here, and then we're done with our strengthening. Great job. Give those hands a little bit of a break. And then in your 2 sort of stretching activities, if you can manage it, depending on your situation. So first is child's pose. I'm going to put my hands back towards my ankles, my forehead down on the ground, and I'm just rounding into a little ball. I'm just going to take 4 deep breaths, relaxing, letting everything in my body just let go. And coming up, and the last one is a thread the needle stretch. So one hand is going to reach under the other one if there's room, and then you're going to try and just go as far as you can in that direction, reaching your fingertips far away from you. Nice straight fingertips, straight arm to get a stretch through the shoulder, the mid back. Just enjoying that twist. Breathing here for a couple of breaths, and then coming up, and you can switch over to the other side. So reach, 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 reach. Breathe. You can watch your head right down to the ground, your shoulders right down to the ground if that works for you. Noticing how that feels to your shoulder, to your shoulder blades, to your mid back. Breathing a couple of breaths. Then we'll do one more each side. Reach. Breathe. And that's it for all of our hands and knees exercises. Great job. Way to do something for yourself today.